Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Later on, I'm going to talk a bit more about this all-in-one service to build easy and beautiful websites. Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I want to talk about 5 slow living lessons that I'm currently learning. So I'm not going to talk about things that I've already learned, that I'm a pro at, and I'm not going to share my expertise, but I'm sharing what I'm going through, what also the struggles are, or the things that I think I'm currently learning that will help in the future for me to have a more fulfilling and easy, simple, but beautiful life. So let's jump right in and start with the first lesson that I'm currently learning. Slow living isn't always easy. It might seem that way because essentially you're maybe doing less, you're maybe simplifying your life, you're maybe decluttering things and habits out of your life that are not beneficial, you slow down, you don't say yes to everything and things like that. It sounds easy, but sometimes it's not. Also because we're used to just having very extraordinary lives. But I realized, at least for myself, that I think it's absolutely worth it. And so I'm learning to realize that sometimes doing similar things every single day is enough. I'm enough. It doesn't have to be extraordinary. It doesn't have to be vacations every few months. It doesn't have to be reaching milestone after milestone. And sometimes it's just about finding a rhythm, finding habits that work on a day-to-day basis. I also think living more slowly really helps with getting to know yourself better. And that's one thing that I'm very, very passionate about because I think it's so beneficial for me, for my health, for my goals, for getting clear on where I'm going in life, to just get to know myself better. An example of this would be my low buy year. I'll link you the videos up here where I talk about that. But essentially, I'm allowing myself to buy one thing per month. And that means that I have to be very intentional with what I'm buying. And that also means that I just cannot have all the things that I want, all the things that come up in my mind. But I know for the longer run, I don't want to add new things every few days. I don't want to mindlessly spend money and accumulate things to just declutter other things then because I'm overwhelmed with the amount of stuff I own. So slow living hasn't come easy to me, at least until now. But I absolutely believe that it's worth pursuing, and I'm trying to learn more and more to just allow myself to move at a slower pace and enjoy the little moments and not chasing after big things that might not even be worth it or aren't achievable or just make me stressed out, because if I'm always running after things, then I can't enjoy the present. Which leads me to the second lesson that I'm learning currently, which is that our lives are lived day by day, not extraordinary milestone moment after extraordinary milestone moment. And we all of us want to have these amazing moments that we can remember for our entire life. And I hope for us, and I hope for me, that we are going to have many of those moments. These are beautiful moments. These are moments worth working towards. These are moments worth cherishing and maybe also highlighting in our memories. But the truth is that most of our days are not spent achieving a new milestone, are not spent doing something very extraordinary, but most days are spent doing simple routines that we do each and every day. So I think it's absolutely a good idea to make sure that we spend our ordinary days happy as well, that we find a way to enjoy the day-to-day life. For me, that means that I'm not want to live towards the next vacation. I don't want to live for the weekends. I don't want to live for the point in time when I've reached a certain goal. I want to make sure that I can be satisfied and content with the life that I have right now. And that is also, again, this is a lesson I'm currently learning. So that's something that I'm not perfect at. That's something that I haven't mastered completely. It's something that I'm learning. For example, I try to just remember that I always feel good when I take a walk outside in nature. So I try to prioritize that. I try to not just push myself to get that 100% of work done sometimes, but to allow myself to take that time to make sure that my day-to-day, week-to-week life can be enjoyable as well. I take time to cook meals. I take time to bake bread. I take time to take showers and maybe be in the shower for a few minutes longer than absolutely necessary. Just in order to not like stress through the tasks of everyday life, but to make sure that my everyday life is actually my life and is actually what I want to live. Which has to do with the third point, with the third lesson I'm learning that I want to get into now. And that is something that you can say in German, der Weg ist das Ziel. I don't know how you say it in English, but translated word by word, it would mean the path is the goal. So you're not actually reaching for the goal, but the path is what you actually should be focused on. Because we all know that we are working for years towards a certain point in time, a certain goal, maybe a university degree, or maybe a certain milestone. When I'm a YouTuber, maybe I'm working towards 100,000 subscribers. But most of the time, this one moment in time will not give us all the satisfaction, maybe to even make worth the whole path that we took to get there. The path itself has to be kind of enjoyable in itself as well. And yes, it's absolutely worth sometimes sacrificing maybe sleep, maybe free time and other things to pursue a milestone, to pursue something, to stretch ourselves, to grow, to learn. But it also, we have to find enjoyment in the path that leads us to certain milestones. And I think that has a lot to do with slow living. And here I also want to talk about today's sponsor, Squarespace, because Squarespace made me do it and finally make my own website. Now, Squarespace is an all-in-one like website tool that you can use to build beautiful, simple, and just easy to use websites. So I will share a few points why I think Squarespace is a great option and why I think you will like it too if you want to build your own website. One thing is because it is an all-in-one solution, which makes it just very easy to use. It also has so many beautiful templates, and you can't just choose a template that you like. You can also customize it to get the exact website that you want to have for your project. Squarespace also has a lot of very powerful extensions, for example, to sell products. Now, as a minimalist and as a person trying to live very sustainably, I don't plan on opening a huge e-commerce store, even though that would be possible with Squarespace. So I think this website is just going to be a very, very helpful addition to my business. And if you have a passion, if you want to start a blog, if you want to share your thoughts or opinions about something on the internet, a website could be a solution to that. You can head to Squarespace and build your website and customize it so you have the perfect website for your project. And if you're ready to launch, you can use my 10% code that I'll link you down below in the description for purchasing a website or a domain. And now let's continue with the video, and I want to share the fourth lesson that I'm currently learning. And that is that it always makes sense to reflect and just learn more about yourself. And I think slow living, like if you're already trying to live at a slower pace, that really helps with that. So living slowly allows me to actually reflect on the things that I'm doing, that I'm feeling, that I'm choosing, to then use my conclusions or what I'm learning for future decisions. And if I'm living very fast-paced, I don't have the time for that. I don't have the time to reflect. And I've already made maybe 5 similar decisions before I've come to a conclusion of the first one. Of course, we can overthink things. So I'm not saying that the more you think, the better. But I want to say that sometimes if we don't slow down, we actually don't have the time to reflect enough, to think enough, to learn enough from our life. And here again, my low buy is a great example because I do have the time, because I don't buy as many things, to actually reflect on the purchases and learn from them before I buy something new. And the fifth thing is also a very important one, but also one of the hardest lessons I'm currently learning. And that is that I can learn a lot, that I can advance and grow a lot from phases that maybe seem boring. So of course I want to have an exciting life to a certain extent. I want to have things that change. I want to have these extraordinary moments, but sometimes I can learn more from a slower phase in life, from a phase in life that's maybe seems boring. So I think even if it seems that maybe especially like the past year has gone by so slow or maybe so fast but nothing has happened, that doesn't necessarily need to be true. So even if it feels like you're achieving nothing, even if it feels like you're stuck, even if it feels like everything is so slow, or just that years go by without anything happening, it can still mean that you can learn a lot from these phases, because these are phases where you need patience. These are moments where you just need to maybe reframe things and see them from a different angle. Sometimes you have a phase where you just prepare for something that is maybe happening very quickly after a certain amount of time. For example, this YouTube channel. Now, with algorithms and social media, you really never know what happens. So the first 10 months of my YouTube channel were really slow. Like, I was growing, I was happy with that. I did kind of think that would happen this way, but there was nothing, like no viral videos, no success, nothing happened. And after these 10 months, I had 1,000 and something subscribers, but then suddenly a huge growth happened and I got like over 4,000 subscribers in the next month. Now it has slowed down again. It's been again, maybe 8 months where it hasn't really picked up. It's a bit boring. I definitely need some patience. It's definitely like, oh, is there something happening? Am I doing something wrong? What can I learn to make these videos better? And I think that is normal. And I hope that in the future I'll see that I've learned a lot in this phase, that I've maybe gotten better at talking in front of the camera, that I've gotten better in using B-roll or things like that. And so even if it now seems like things are maybe slow, and don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful for where I'm at, but no matter what you're talking about, there are always phases in life where we sometimes want to be faster in something, want to grow faster, want to change faster, want to achieve something that just doesn't happen at the moment. And I think by kind of reframing that, so we stop thinking like, oh, nothing is happening. We start thinking like, this is maybe a preparation phase for something bigger happening. Maybe I'm learning important lessons now that I'm so thankful that I've learned later when something crazy happens and everything happens that fast. So I think life sometimes is slow and sometimes it's fast, and we can learn from both things. And especially if it's slower, it gives us the opportunity to reflect more and think more and learn more about the things maybe in the past or the things for the future, instead of just like reacting to whatever happens. So slow living sometimes doesn't seem super exciting, but I think it can be super beneficial to learn more about yourself, live more intentionally. And yeah, especially if we strive to live a minimalist and intentional life, I think slow living is an important part, in a sense that we don't want to consume very rapidly and a lot in a short period of time, that we want to make our decisions based off what we actually want for our future, and not just based off some things falling at us and we need to make a decision immediately. And now I would be really interested in learning about the lessons that you are learning when it comes to living a simpler and slower life. If you're interested in that topic in general, or if you strive for a very fast-paced, exciting life. So leave me your lessons and thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, because that would really help my channel. And if you want to see more videos, I'll link you a video here and a playlist here. And I also hope to see you next time. Bye!